United States. You have an administration that claimed it was going to be extremely transparent. Not only has it not been transparent, but it's used the Espionage Act of 1917 more than all of the administrations that existed since 1917. What was done against Thomas Drake was outrageous, to try to put him under the Espionage Act where he would face a life sentence in the court. And that's why, to me, you have an Edward Snowden who, ironically, is safer living in Moscow than he is living in Washington. I think that's a hell of an indictment of the system that we have, because when you look at the Drake example, or Bill Binney, or any of the NSA whistleblowers, there were several of them. They went to inspectors general. They went to the congressional intelligence committees. They went to legal officials in both the National Security Agency and the Department of Defense. They even got a note passed to a Supreme Court Justice, Arthur Kennedy, through a family member, with no response whatsoever. So until I find the country starts to examine these issues and see how serious they are, and remembers that it was President Eisenhower who said, anytime you live in an era of permanent war, which we've been in since 9/11, you're going to compromise civil liberties and personal liberty, and that's exactly what's happened in this country. You know, look at the CIA. They've sent people up to work with the New York City Police Department. Now, of course, the Director of Intelligence for the New York City Police Department is an old colleague of mine at the CIA who was the head of operations. The CIA should have no domestic role. That's in their charter from 1947. It's in the charter of the National Security Agency from 1952. So a lot of these rules and regulations have been observed in the breach, as far as I'm concerned. And until you get an aggressive Intelligence Committee, and you will not have it under Richard Burr at the Senate Intelligence Committee, the new Republican chairman from North Carolina, that 6,000-page report will never see the light of day. He's trying to pull back the documentation from the executive summary, which I've now read entirely. There's been incredible redaction there of the fact that the CIA didn't have to conduct torture and abuse, didn't have to have secret prisons. There were other ways of gathering the intelligence. And in most cases, intelligence was gathered in other ways. The CIA was able to lie to the president, lie to the Justice Department. Brennan was able to lie to the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. No accountability whatsoever. Jose Rodriguez, the 92 torture case, no accountability whatsoever. So until you get some aggressive mindset